Hello YouTube viewers, welcome to my channel Science to Technology. Hopefully you guys can actually hear me and listen to me without any issue. If that is so, please click yes, type yes, okay. Let me just double check whether the comment is chat as members. Okay, it's again, really I made the same mistake again. Hold on, it's a minor inconvenience. Hello YouTube viewers, welcome to my channel Science to Technology. Hopefully you guys can actually hear me and listen to me without any issue. If that is so, please click yes, type yes, okay. Let me just double check. The default gets edit. Whether the comment is chat as members. Okay, it's again, really I made the same mistake again. Hold on. It's a minor showing poor quality. Why the heck streaming? Welcome to my channel Science to Technology. OBS is sending all of the data and somehow it's not receiving it. What the hell is going on? Please click yes, type yes, okay. Let me just double check. Default analytics. Stream health is showing poor. Why? Whether the comment is chat as members. Okay, it's again, really I made the same mistake again. Hold on. It's a minor showing poor quality. Why the heck streaming? Welcome to my channel Science to Technology. OBS is sending all of the data and somehow it's not receiving it. What the hell is going on? Please click yes, type yes, okay. Let me just double check. Yeah. Okay, my bad. Even though it's a default setting, somehow it keeps messing it up. I think because it's in my main channel, the mistakes keeps carrying forward. Anyway, I assume audio and video is working. Let me just hear it right now. It's a minor showing poor. Yeah, I think audio and video is working without any issue. All of you guys should be able to comment without any issue. So let's get started. So as you guys know, I started my basically journey back into projects and all that with, hold on, let me realign it. Yeah, with this puppy, which again, right now it's actually in use. Otherwise, I would have gone crazy by, inhaling so much rosin flux. So this is actually in use, but that again, that's just running on the new 3000 RPM fans. It's kind of loud, but it's okay. As of now, it's okay. Hey, you guys can comment now. So members only mode is off. Everybody can chat now. Okay. Yeah, all things should be working. Anyway, I hope error YouTube is not receiving enough. Open widget. Why? Yep. Namaste to you. So I hope all things are working. Audio video is working because somehow it's still showing me error is like a stream quality poor. Such is life. Even though I'm streaming like 7 megabytes per second. So things are weird. Sometimes things are weird. So with that, I wanted to make a fan controller. So originally, I wanted the idea of using these sort of fan. Now these are what we call ATX fan. They are very common fans. So generally they will come in two modes. Either they will be old cheap ones which had only 3 wires. So you have positive, negative, 12 volt, and you have yellow tachometer signal. That's a pulse count that just sends to your computer. Your computer will have a dedicated IC, or sometimes it can utilize the main processor, but 99.99% of the time it will be a dedicated IC that reads the pulse count and tells you what is the RPM. Now in the old days, how you're supposed to control the RPM is basically RPM as a feedback. You're supposed to buck the voltage. So basically the voltage in your PSU is 12 volt. This is receiving 12 volt. You start to bring the voltage down. So this can work at very low RPM, but here's really, you can figure it out. That's not a good desirable system to reduce voltage of a motor that is designed for 12 volt. It's not desirable. So this was a cheapo option. We used it in 1980s to 1990s, and then we upgraded to these puppies. So basically you have 4 wire. Now even if you are looking at very, so you are late, how I'm late, streaming is working. Yeah, things could have happened, but again, minor issues. So this is basically Intel, I think, standardized this puppy in 2005 or something like that. So the idea with this one is that you just have a PWM signal. So you have same 3 wires. It's backwards compatible, meaning if you connected this to your normal 3-pin motherboard header, it will still work, but it will not be optimum. And again, for server, because their fans are huge and each fan could be as high as 20 watts or 100 watts, having a buck regulator that step down the voltage is too expensive. So the idea was the people who are making the the motor here, they will figure out how to reduce the RPM. You just have to tell them, hey, reduce the RPM. So how the heck that communication happens? That happens with the fourth wire, the blue wire that you are seeing. That's the PWM signal. So based on duty cycle, it just communicates it, and that has the benefit that it's RPM independent. For example, this puppy is 3000 RPM, and hold on, this is a 1500 RPM. This is 7000 RPM. All of them will receive the same signal, and they will adjust according to what do you think about it, Mary Pariston? What do you think about what? So I'm not sure about it, like what you guys are talking about. So, oh, anyway, so the idea is that you're gonna give a PWM signal, and it's gonna throttle itself according to it. Basically, 30% PWM means run at your 30%. So that's how Intel made the standard, and right now that's literally how every computer fan works. CPU ones specifically, you might find a cheap case fan that has still that 3-pin, but nowadays almost everything is basically 4-pin. So that's why I wanted to use that to control it. Basically, I did not need to step the voltage down. All I needed to do is send a signal, and motors itself will do it. So that's why, guys, is there live start or my connection having problem? Okay. Hey, I'm seeing the live stream right here in incognito window, and it is live. So yeah, it's live. I'm seeing it right now. So I'm pretty sure the stream is working. Any tutorials on ESP32? Inherently, I'm just starting with it. So the reason was, originally I thought of using Arduino. Everybody tries to use Arduino. Problem is Arduino does not natively support 25 kilohertz signal. ESP32 on the other hand, this puppy can easily do that. Easily, it's like, bro, I don't even care. In Arduino, you have to unlock this and do that. Like it's not meant for that. It's like 16 megahertz kind of system. So why the hell you are forcing it to run at, like, 26 megahertz? So the idea is use this puppy. Now, benefit of that is, A, they are not that expensive. Like if you look at the module price, it's more or less same as Arduino. So it's like, okay, let's just go YOLO with this. So I bought with this, and this is ESP32 S3 module. The unique part about S3 module is that it has dedicated USB chip. That's why you get the 2 USB. So one USB is serial to USB converter. Basically, you have a chip here that converts serial to, like how every Arduino works and every ESP32 works. But S3 has this one also, that is directly talking to the chip. Chip has the inbuilt system. So that's why you get 2 of them. So I wanted to experiment with that. So if in future I wanted to use any USB accessories, I can just like, ta-da. So this puppy, this generates the PWM signal, and I send that PWM signal to the fan, and fan goes up and down in speed. I do not have to do any voltage control, and I can have a Wi-Fi remote. So that was the idea. And again, in remote wise, I wanted to use captive portal. Basically, this puppy will scream access point, and you're supposed to click the access point. It will take you to portal. You could have ID password there. It was unnecessary for this iteration. So it just screams, and then you go opens to you tap into that access point. It shows a web page. In that web page, you have the control. Basically, all 4 pans. So idea was to control 4 pans. So far, so good. Any Tom, Dick, Harry can do it. It will barely take 15-20 minutes. But you do have to understand, there was one thing that did not satisfy me, is that you can't turn the fan off. I'm like, what the hell is the point of a controller, especially Wi-Fi controller, if you can't turn the fan off, because there is no way of cutting the voltage. Now, some new fans, basically even this one, PC fans, Arctic PC fan, this is PC, P12 Max fans, they have 0 RPM mode. Some Noctua fan also has 0 RPM mode, meaning if PWM goes below to a certain point, like they will say in the box, it's like if it's below 2% RPM, 2% duty cycle, it will turn off, meaning that's the off signal. That's okay, cool, but only few fan has that. So I was not happy with that. So I wanted to have a way to turn the damn thing off. So that led me into this puppy. This was my first ever circuit board that I made. Basically, they ordered like few of them. And again, this was made in India using Lion PCB. Yeah, so it was made in India, not like, made in China and then imported. So it was made in India, and I think other than shipping delay, I was happy with everything else. So the idea with this puppy is that I'm gonna have logic level MOSFET, and I'm gonna basically have ESP32 plonked here, and it's gonna work. This was the first prototype. It did not work as expected. For some reason, these MOSFETs, even though they are logic level, they do not turn on quite well with 3.3 volt. They do kind of require a bit more oomph, and thankfully Arduino can works with that, but ESP32 is like, nah. And again, it has a phantom issue. Phantom issue being some of them kind of like, works with that fan, like basically where was the fan? Huh, yeah. So this fan I can turn on and off on the same MOSFET, same hardware, nothing changes. This works on and off, no problem. GG. This does not, for some reason. It's like, nope, nope. So then I looked into the MOSFET part, and people who are experienced with it, they're like, yeah, that shall never use a logic level MOSFET. That shall always use normal MOSFET. And even if you have logic level MOSFET, have a MOSFET driver IC. That leads me to this puppy. So this is basically Mark 1 iteration with a lot of mistakes. Mistakes number 1, which again, I built it on breadboard, it did work, but I overlooked such a small thing. Refuse to marry, not loneliness, it's liberation. Refuse to reproduce is not selfish. AI companion is not insanity, it's transcendent, it's a rebellion against the nature. What is your opinion? It's too much butter masala. It's like you are adding too much to it. It's just like, it's not for me, the end. That's how it should be. Like, if you are rebelling against something, it does not need to be like blah blah blah, because that shows you are very, what you call, insecure. When you are like, okay, not for me, I'm out. Basically, I do not drink, but I do not advertise it, because there is no point of it. I was like, I'm vegetarian, I do not have to advertise it, because there is no point in it. It's just like, it is. So if you are like, hey, I want to walk my own path, cool, awesome, do it, the end. There is no this is this and that, like, it does not matter. I have a very simple filter. Filter is, I will only listen to other people if they are paying me. If they're not paying me, I do not care. Like, I'm out, man. Again, unless you are court judge and all that, that's a different thing. But if I'm not getting paid from your data point, I'm like, I'm out. So that's the whole point. So do you like to make a DIY PC or laptops? Like right now, that would be a very far out dream, because I'm not there yet electronically, because I did try this. Like this is like a 1.5 year ago. I think 1 year ago. The reason why I stopped, because again I had too many court dates and health issue were deteriorated. But I restarted it because again, after the spinal surgery, I am feeling there is a probability that I could get things done, and time is running out. So I'm like starting it again. I'm not there yet where I can design my own PCB and all that. Although thankfully I am in contact with very smart people. I do apologize for all the English viewer that last week there was no what you call a live stream, simply because I was interviewing a very amazing guy. He was basically the CEO of Vicharak. So they are making a single board computer in India, in-house, like actual, like same way Apple has, like, you know, designed in California, he has like designed in India. And he's working, like he has a lot of amazing products working, and the core unique selling point compared to anything else is that they are working with another manufacturer that is developing FPGA units. So it was very unique, and they are working on that. So, and they have, I suggested the idea that if you have FPGA, you have to flex it. Like, you know, oh, this can do something that others cannot do. So then I've suggested that 32-bit float recording, and they're like, they actually looked into it. I was like, damn, somebody listens to me, like, damn. It was a very, what you call, amazing thing. So those people can make those laptop thing. I cannot. I'm not there yet. Like this is the level of complexity, and I made so many mistakes. For example, in this PCB, I thought, oh, it's just so small. It's like, it's stupid. I made it so small. Now I have a problem. It's like, how the heck I connect it? Because as you can see, it's not full width. So it's supposed to be connected like yeah, it's supposed to be connected. I have to basically count every time. There are supposed to be 3 pins here and this many pin left here. That's not a practical thing. If it would have a bigger board where I could just plonk it in one way, I would have been like, tada, done, happy, go home. And again, I forgot to like freaking power rail it. I was like, what the hell? And then also I made another mistake. I powered rail everything to 3.3 volts. You're not supposed to do that. If you have dev board, you're supposed to power it by 5 volts or like 4.5 volts. And then they're supposed to use their linear regulators, low dropout regulators, to drop the voltage and give a clean analog voltage. And then this RGB LED also works. So that was the Mark 1. Again, I'm happy that that I can even come up with an idea, design a PCB. Again, a lot of smart people helped me, and then this can be produced in India and I can have it. It did work, but it's just like, it was very finicky. Like it selects its own fan, whereas like, oh, I will work with this fan. But again, the reason why I actually wanted to do this is this finger chopping fans, and it did not work. It's like, it could not even turn it on. It was not latching properly. So had to upgrade to, from this was Mark 1 and I had to upgrade to Mark 1. So this Mark 2, thankfully, again, unfortunately, I wanted a bigger PCB, perf board. It was not available, not in stock. So this was the biggest available. I was like, okay, but thankfully the pin count lines up, meaning all I have to do is basically ta-da, there is not a single pin standing on any side. It's like perfectly, again, ideally you would have that because you do not want a scenario where somebody can plug it otherwise, but it is close enough. And this time I'm trying to do it as perfectly as possible. For example, I have MOSFETs, cool, awesome. I have MOSFET driver IC, this is what I was testing today morning. And I have a level shifter because again, the open, some of the tachometer signals are pulled open, meaning your device is supposed to pull the signal to 3.3 volt. So here I'm pulling them to 5 volts because again, that's the ATX standard. And the PWM signal this puppy is generating is 3.3 volt, which again does require push-pull configuration. So this puppy will scale that 3.3 volt to 5 volt. So it will be 100% spec compliant, meaning it should work. Now, and again, I also learned the fact that you should have not 3.3 volt, you're supposed to have 5 volt input. So this RGB actually becomes useful and then you get a much cleaner signal in this. So all of those work. The MOSFET driver kind of works. Actually, it started to spin this, but I have to develop a much better ecosystem where I can test all those things. But all things considered, holy hell, I have no idea how the heck people like Gret Scott and all that, they can just make tracks in this puff board. Like, you see, this is the positive rail I made. I'm like, it drove me mad. How the heck people are just like twing, 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 line. How the heck that happens? I have no idea how the heck that happens. So it's again good progress from Mark 1 to Mark 2, but again, unfortunately, lot of error mistakes today. Again, it's broken. It's more like I'm still missing something that is not triggering the MOSFETs as I want to. The worst case scenario, MOSFET could be bricked, or even worst case scenario is that IC could be bricked. I hope not. Although thankfully I do have learned my lesson, so I always buy a spare part. So each IC, driver IC, comes in package like this. So each of them can drive 2 MOSFETs. I need 4, so I have actually bought 4 of these. So I have enough spare. And MOSFET also, another batch is coming, MOSFET also. And I learnt about pin socket IC, same way I have, I think I should have it here only. Yeah, allow me to show you. So same way you have this sort of systems, basically sockets and all that. This works great for modules, dev boards and things of this nature. It's not suited for IC. So you need what we call Swiss machine socket, so to say. There you can plonk IC. So I have ordered that also. So that is in mail right now. It should come to me tomorrow or day after tomorrow. So we'll use that, and that should allow me to plonk the IC and do all the soldering and then be happy about it. So let's just see. India's too diversified to the point it's a problematic. What do you think about it? No. I am also in many DIY projects. Now I have also switched on ESP from Arduino, still stuck with the coding. Again, I do not know how to code or nor how to do electronics. I just have the stupidity to try it and ChatGPT. So I'm just brute forcing it, and a lot of very, very smart people in my group, basically my Telegram group and my Discord group. And there is a guy who's like actually helping me to develop the web page as I want, because the idea is I do not like the idea of having applications for IoT device. That's just a dumb thing to me. So the idea is this is going to be a simple device. You plug your fan in, you turn on your mobile phone, this will scream a Wi-Fi access point, you click that, it opens the web page. You can have a login ID password if you need to, but again, it's overkill for this. And there you control all the RPMs, PWM signal, turning on and off, all of those things can be done. And then you're going to save it. Basically, you're going to save that setting to EEPROM into this and done, go home. You do not have to install the application. You do not have to do, oh, how the heck I'm going to feed a login ID password into this. No, just open, configure, done. Because again, I inherently do not expect this to be like, 24/7 live monitoring on all that. That's overkill. So I wanted to do that. And again, very smart people in my Discord group, he figured out how to do captive portal on this puppy. I cannot tell you how many times ChatGPT tried and they always failed to do it. Turns out there is a branch of captive portal has a different branch of what you call library. That library has to be like downclocked, not downclocked, sorry. What do you call rollback? Yeah, I have to roll back the library, so it has an old variant and a very specific code, then it works. So I was like, okay, that did work. So how you filter smart people from people? Is it possible? No, you talk to them, interact with them, and they tell you. And here's the deal, you just listen, and 98% of the things will be clear. Listen, but listen first. Do not speak over first. Again, I'm still learning with this stupidity, but like I have to learn to keep my mouth shut, at least at the first phase. Like once you start to talk and it's like, okay, things starts to build up. Again, I do not believe in the idea of like, thou shall be like, no. you're supposed to interact. That's the whole point of interactions. But you do need to, like, lead them on. Basically, bro, tell me what you want to understand. Let me figure out whether it's something productive, something useful that we can go with. Other than that is nothing else. Relay, yeah, the reason relay I did not wanted to use, A, relay makes sound. B, relays are very, what you call, EMI, every time they disconnect, they create a very giant surge. So it's big, it's not silent, and it has like a lot of life cycle limitations. So it's like, even if I wanted a normal thing, the primary reason is I am using very small and cheap 12 volt adapters, and if I try to start all 4 fans at once, it chucks. It's like, huh. So I wanted the idea is like, one fan, let it reach the RPM, second fan, let it reach the RPM, third fan, let it reach the RPM, fourth fan, let it reach the RPM. Then it's a smooth start, a sequential startup sequence. That's why MOSFET was far more desirable, so to say. Okay, you need to buy some assorted sensor pack, or working with doing basic code individually, then combine 2 or 3 each IoT. Again, I do not want to do IoT device. That was not the point. The point was just a ATX fan control with a sequential boot up. Again, I'm almost got it there. Like, again, this is a working design. It does work. It's just selective about its fan. And to solve that issue, and again, it does have this issue where it's like, oh, I have to plug the wire in. So a lot of progress made from that design to this design. I have 5 volt system, a logic shifter and all that, but wiring this is a mess. I have no idea how the heck people do it. And the only option now left is either A, I pony up for the money and just, like, get PVC, I'm saying, circuit board etched, professionally done. But again, the waiting period is the part where it's like frustrating. I have no idea how the heck people in Germany get PCB parts in 2-3 days. I'm like, how the heck that's happening? In India, even PCB will take time, and even PCB Lion and all that, Indian shops, they also take time. So that's a frustrating part, that waiting period. I'm not worried about the money part. I'm worried about the waiting part. So that's why I wanted to learn how to use perf board reliably, where it's like, okay, I have an idea, here's a perf board, it works. And then I'm gonna, like, okay, once we have finalized everything, then it's like, okay, let's go to a PCB. But such is not convenient. The only thing now left for me to try is switching to solid core wire. I had a solid core wire from the street. It's like we used to have a lot of telephone thick wire, so somebody was carving the road for some piping and all that. So there were a lot of wastage wire. I collected them, stripped them. It's awesome, quality wire. Yeah, it just has some grease that I cannot take them off. Like, I tried hot water, I tried soap, I tried shampoo, nothing that grease. And again, if it lands on your hands, it will take almost 1 hour of washing to wash them. So that's why I don't use that. Although somebody in my Hindi stream did suggest that I could chop off a Ethernet cable. 1 meter of that will give me 8 meters of solid core wire with different colors. So that is one viable option that I can look into it. Although solid core wire is available as a sorted pack of 5 colors. Generally, you will get wires in these 5 colors. You will have red, black, green, blue, yellow. Ideally, we need rather than green, everything else is there. So black is black ground, red is positive, yellow is tachometer signal, and blue is PWM signal. So it's actually color coded. But other than that, that's the part. And it's so expensive. I have no idea why solid core wires are so expensive in India. And again, I'm not talking like, earth, like carrying current for house. It's like, it's a freaking, something like this, just solid core rather than stranded. Okay, you need to buy. Okay, so what your thought on Google made remarkable? Not really. It's like, think in this way. Right now, we are not there yet. We are brute forcing hallucination into a video. We are not, like, I will be scared the day somebody figured out to give 3D engine, and they are like, okay, let's say 2% talking, right? So the 3D engine creates a biped. Whenever you are working with 3D animation, there is a basic biped. It has a biped, and that biped interacts, and then AI paints over it. Then it's done, because it will be temporarily consistent. Everything, every perspective, it will be consistent. That is the point where I'm like, yeah, we are scared, because again, that's how VFX is done. Like, for example, if you look at Hulk in Avengers, it's not like ta-da, Hulk or somebody is painting it. It's literally bones, then muscles, and yes, skin. And yes, all of those are simulated. So basically, when you are folding it, like you see, skin folds up here, then it stretches. All of this is in every character model you see in the movie. When you are talking about AI is just painting from its collected data. So it always has that sort of what you call waxy nature to it. I can tell, like, yeah, nah, like, again, not absolutely, but it's like still. So that's why the day I will be scared is that somebody figured out, hey, we can just have a 3D model. Again, it does not need to be like, accurate 3D. It just needs to be there for AI to paint over. Whereas like occlusion is properly calculated, lighting is properly calculated. Those things can literally break our grip on reality, because at that point in time, you won't be able to tell them apart. Right now, there is a still what you call a hint. Like if you pay attention, you're like, So that's there. Okay. Were you making video on graphene and graphene liquid cooler with Linux Mint? Graphene. I'm unsure what exactly you're talking about. My apologies. Your no members only. Looks like I will be coming here. Then just recently came to English. Yeah. Again, that's why I'm like trying to make this English channel happen also, because again, even this puppy was going for what, 4 years now. This has not grown as expected, but such is life. Sir, how to grow here again? Make money. Sorry, I was not following you earlier. What do you trying to achieve with PWM controller? Most motherboards handle it well nowadays. Again, this is what I want to control, not motherboard. I'm not making a computer controller, man. Eating mangoes, by the way. Where are you getting some? Soon. So let's suppose AI is not imaginary and getting profitable. Then what are possible ways for a student to develop? See, that problem was always there, still is there. It's just that I genuinely do not have an answer for it. It's like, again, it is true that even tomorrow, let's say AI actually starts to become cost effective. People who are like, best of the best of the best, they will be sorted. That's not an issue. But here's the deal. You cannot run a civilization on best of the best of the best of the best. Like civilization does not work. It's like having a pyramid, only the tip. It's just a pebble. To have a pyramid, you have to have a giant, thick, foundation. So that cracking of that foundation that's what bothers me. Like that's the part where I have no genuine answer, so to say. How much money? Oh yeah, I'm selling my kidney for this. But again, it's like I'm reaching a point where it's like, I'm 32 years old. I do not even have like genuine projects that I have did. It's like, okay, making YouTube videos, learning a lot of things, cool, awesome, GG. It's like, but where is my what you call stamp? Like, there is no. So I need something like that. Why my ELM32 adapter I get RPM, MAF, ARF? I'm not sure what those things are. What else do I need to calculate? BSFC adapter to get RPM. Okay, fuel mass flow, engine output power. Yeah, it's not that difficult as long as you can reliably measure the fuel consumption and you can reliably measure the power generated, basically volt and amps, so to say, basically RMS value, or even the pressure generated in a hydraulic system. You're good. You don't need. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. It's tedious. It's tedious. You have to measure it, verify it, and then hope your instruments are precise enough. Because if you want BSFC value that is certified, you need somebody to calibrate your sensors. It's not getting BSFC value is good. That's easy. Anybody can do it. But getting it precise, where it's like, no, if I say 222 and it is exactly 222, that requires calibration. But getting that data is not that difficult. Basically, if you can run a reliable, and again, you do need a very high quality generator. And I do not mean high quality as in like very high efficiency, high quality as in traceable, where you can justify, okay, the bearings are consuming this much energy, basically like mechanical to electrical conversion. Basically, if you can trace all of those things, then you remove that or add that basically in your BSFC value, then you will have a very reasonable say. No, I was asking how much money should I earn to grow back my hair? Oh, ask Elon Musk. And again, it's not that expensive. Like, yeah, if you can easily spend 5 lakh rupees on your hair treatment, you can, like, you good. Earthquake in Bihar. Did that happen just now? Because again, I did not hear it in newspaper. Use a hair oil. Yeah, only if life were that easy, where a hair oil can just like, solve all your problems, that would be awesome. But such is life. Yeah, again, it could have happened right now, but let's just see. Dude, how many times you gonna repeat that? Do you want me to block you? We got it. Earthquake happened. This is not a news channel. Okay. And this is the reason why in my Hindi channel I have to make sure. Hold on, 10 seconds. Yeah. This is the reason why like I do not allow like an open syncs, all that. It's like, I get it, earthquake, but I'm not a news channel. It happened, cool, we'll figure more things about it by night time and tomorrow. And again, I could not do anything about it. So it's like, let it go. So fundamentally, right now, I'm just trying to yeet away all the phantom issues with this MOSFET, because it did give me a hope that it could work where I could actually have the reliable MOSFET triggering. But it's like, you know, there is a saying like, you know, you have a plan and then life has a plan. Yesterday, I have no idea what happened, but I like cramped this part of my back. It's like, it happens when I was like, and it's like cramped so badly, I could not sleep properly and could not walk. It was very frustrating. It's like, you know, this whole weekend would be just trying to be as, calm as possible so I do not sprain it more. I had a plan. I was like, you know, what if I really work it? Because again, today morning, this gave me some hope that this could actually work. But like, I'm just too, fatigued, so to say. And again, other things also happened. But let's just see what's what. But again, I do not want to die without completing even one project. I'm very happy about that 3D printed Chinese shift delete and you must say, yeah, everybody knows that. That's a common thing. That's a common thing. That's like, duh. If you're going to say that, it's like, duh. It's like, we have known this from what, like 1980s? I understand what you are doing. Once finally figured it out, the PWM part, add a temperature sensor, air quality sensor till reach your desk. Again, no. See, that's another thing. That's what we call scope creep. See, if all I wanted is PWM signal and I did not had the urge for that sequential startup, I would be done. This project would have been done. And like, okay, I add MOSFET. Then it's like, okay, ESP32 cannot start it. Now I add what we call MOSFET drivers, these things, MOSFET drivers. And then I have to, now I'm like, okay, I'm already adding that. So might as well like add this level shifter. So this is level shifter. It shifts 3.3 volt to 5 volts and it's bidirectional. So the PWM signal that is going out from ESP32 goes from 3.3 volt to 5.5 volt for a fan, and the tachometer that is coming in, it's actually open drain. So this pulls it up to 5 and then sends the 3.3 to ESP32. So that's how it works. Why you say it's not innovating the situation if they're so vocal about human rights? See, it's one thing to say, another thing to actually do something about it. It's one thing to say, like again, China is not their what you call priority, like Israelis are. So for that reason, they will talk about it. They'll actually interfere in case of Israel. They will not interfere in case of, what was that name? I keep forgetting. That, let's say, tribal community. It does not matter. Like basically, I have made a short video about this and people were very angry about it. But it's like a country will only interfere if it's economically beneficial. For example, why India gives a damn about Israel and so many other countries. Israel is a technological hub. It sells so many useful technology from our reverse osmosis technology to solar inverters to weapons technology. So many things happen. Is people are like, yeah, if you have two people going boom boom on each other, I will support the party that helps me. Like, you know, it's a mutual benefit. It's like you scratch my back, I scratch your back. Nothing more than that. It's like, do you do YouTube full time? Yes. Newspaper type. Which display exactly you're talking about? See, please don't give me vague things because it drives me mad. It's like I need context. What exactly new happened? Because nothing new actually happens. It's like I've been covering YouTube for 6 years, and I'm like, I made like magnetic refrigeration. I covered it 4 years ago. Now some other YouTuber did it. Everybody's like, oh, talk about this magnetic. I'm like, I was there 4 years ago. So I made it again now. It's what is the profit to block foreigner admission in hardware? What is Trump want to get? Again, see, Trump is the president of USA, not the president of the world. His prime focus is basically the country of America. How it used to be just after World War II was amazing, capable. self-reliant. They slowly bled all of that away. And it was not just one thing. Brick by brick, day by day, they lost almost everything. So Trump, because again, he is a patriot, he's trying to undo all of that. So it's like, oh, you want to drain our, because again, any money that you are spending to overseas is basically going to two places. A, that overseas entities, aka China, otherwise the top 1%er, and Americans are becoming poorer. I've already made a detailed video about this. So he's like, no, let the price of goods go higher as long as people's income goes higher. People's income can only go higher if there are jobs here. And this another idea is like, oh, nobody wants to do that job. No, that is just a BS. That was never true, nor it could ever be true, because again, pyramid, only top percentile are that, like, best of the best of the best of the best. Everybody else is like, bro, I'm good, I'm like farming, I'm good, I'm just like, doing normal soldering every day, I'm good. Like, we need that sort of system where you cannot, oh, unless you are like, 3-level PhDs only, then we're gonna have a conversation. It's like, no, your country is dead if you do that. So that's what he's trying to undo, brick by brick. Basically, Americans are becoming dumber. How the heck that happened? Brick by brick, he's trying to undo all of that. I have my non-academic question was shampoo do you use, because you're talking about, no, I never talked about shampoos. Never ever car has a OBD2 port deliver sensor data CAN bus protocols. I'm simply applying the data to formula. See, problem with that is that data is uncalibrated, meaning it does not give you RPM as RPM. It gives you a value, so to say. There was a time where I was looking too deep into it, and that's the reason you have to set up a lot of models basically. Otherwise, it's just like, I'm thinking you are at 9,000 RPM. It's almost like some of the values are analog, some are digital, and it's not what you call, it's not what you call discrete. The data set is not discrete, where it's like, no, this is what I am, this is the car engine, this is the model, this is the RPM level. All of those things are like there, but you need to tell this OBD data is for this car. Then it makes perfect sense. If you do not have that data, it's very floaty, so to say. But you can do that if, like, you talked about your hair. So no, that's not how I talked about because somebody else commented. I do not talk about hair that much. If Trump is so visionary about America's future long term, then he could have at least fixed the family law. At least, see, nobody can fix that part. That part is gone. That is done. So it's like, do you fight tsunami? No, you can't deal with tsunami. So you can deal with flood. So he's like, okay, let me deal with that. It's like, again, women willingly wants that, so you can't force it backwards. So fundamentally, if half of the family unit is like, no, I do not want this, you can't force it. So it's, again, there is a tiny probability. I keep hearing this, I cannot guarantee it or validate it, is that China is flat out flushing this, all this sort of nonsense where it's like, no, alimony, get married, divorce, alimony, GG. No, it's like, you get divorced, you get divorced. So like, you both party goes a different way. So let's see what happens. It's like, okay, I want paper like display or display that talks like DIY PC pocket diary. Yeah, that's what we call, no, there was nobody who was using that. I wanted to use that. It's called MIP display, MIP, memory in pixel display. So the idea is, do I have an example of LCD? Hold on, let me look into it. Oh, ta-da! So basically, when you are talking about this sort of, what the hell? Let's just go with that. So whenever you're talking about this sort of LCD, it's very what you call low energy, and even lower energy is e-ink display, because again, once you set e-ink display, it stays there. Cool, awesome, but problem is it does not refresh very quickly. So somebody created a bridge technology where you have power consumption as low, almost as low as this. Basically, it will only consume power when you are changing state like e-ink. But if you want to change state, basically if you are, let's just say, doing something that is changing the value, it's narrow farads. No. Okay. Okay. Yeah. If you can watch it. So if you want to do something that changes the, why the hell? Yeah. So if you want to do something that directly changes the digits, e-ink is too slow. But this MIP, memory in pixel, is basically LCD, which has a sort of capacitor level that is behind it. So it only consumes energy when you are changing a specific thing. And again, if you have the whole screen, only small portion is changing, it will consume very little energy. So Casio had made it popular in their new series of smartwatch, they have that. Some smartwatch has it, not Casio G-Shocks, like actual smartwatch has that. So I wanted that to be utilized. But he said that A, they are very expensive, B, he likes the look of e-ink. Again, it's his project, he can do whatever he wants. I will experiment with those things if A, I finish this project, it works to my satisfaction. I think I should reach that someday. If that happens, then I'll look into that part seriously. So, what do you think about plans for BJP government in India, like Trump government? Nah, I have not seen any Indian, because here's the deal, we lie so much now that we are like, oh, we are greatest. It's like we lie so much now. There is no point. There is no point discussing that. And again, that's why I do not cover Indian politics. It's like, I'm old, I've lived here, like I'm seeing here, it's like meh. What do you think about that? Okay, but is there no financial security in the husband abusive when, again, then don't get married, as simple as that. It's like, see, you cannot have leap of faith and have a parachute. Either it's a leap of faith or it's not, because here's the deal, you have to assume, whenever you are talking like a retard like that, you have to assume that men cannot suffer. Whereas like, oh, what if he is not getting sex? What if he is not getting children? What if he is raising, there are 10,000 things he has to suffer, and you're like, no, 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 all his suffering, who cares? It's like, if you are going like that, again, you will die, nature will delete you, because again, you are retarded. So nature has a very simple system. Equation must be balanced. If it's a leap of faith, if man is taking a leap of faith, woman has to take the leap of faith at the same time. It cannot be like, okay, we both take leap of faith, but I have a parachute. Nah, you did. That system dies, and it dies surprisingly quickly. It's like there are houses that are older than how long this system dies, how long it takes system to die. 90 years, people start to notice. 120 year, poof. So that's the whole thing. What is your take on piracy? At this point in time, it's kind of becoming necessary. So Chinese government got brains and they are putting a stop to grooming divorce industry. This means they're working repair the family unit, which in the long could allow them to compete with. Of course it can. I read the full window. Obviously, when it's like babies because they are unemployed. Again, that's the whole point. That's what leap of faith means. You cannot put like, oh, what if this, what if that. If you have that what if, don't get married. The end. There is no bullshit around it. It's like both party. It's like 2 plus 2, 22. Or if you're like, no, it's 2 plus 2 is only 4, then don't deal with this. It's like there is no point in you. You can keep diving deep into it. It's like women are so like, if women are victim, why do you want them to exist? It's like if somebody is just like, okay, I've been victim for 10,000 years. It's like, I'm sorry. It's like, you do not have this. It's like even in Indians, like, we Hindus, we have like, okay, Mughal Empire came, but it's only for 200 years. And then you have British East India Company came only for 200 years. It's not for like thousands and thousands and thousands of years we have been oppressed. It's like, yeah, that only makes you dumb. So South Korea is dead. Yeah, of course. Like even they know it. Have you watched Louis Rossmann? Of course. Used to watch it long ago, lot of them. But again, recently I'm not doing anything with that sort of electronics where I need that. So I'm more of David Jones and Easy EDA, micro reps and things of that nature. So used to watch a lot, but again, it kind of got boring. It's like, Apple this and Apple that. It's like at some point it just gets, yeah, I get it, but it's like, I got it. Like I'm done, I'm good. And I'm not actually watching to learn how to repair motherboards and all that. So right now, my core focus is on Edison, so to say. Nothing more than that. Edison is the only one where it's like there is some potential that humanity will not be poofed, hopefully. But let's see. Let's see what happens. Have you tried this new app, Garage? No. Why would I try it? Why would I try that? You should specify which exactly app you are talking about. What does it do? Any interesting book you can advise? Lot of books. I have very dedicated streams about the books. Hold on. So if knock. I don't mind like if I paste links. Yeah, again, that's another reason why I no longer paste links. YouTube is very anal about if you start to posting link. Heck, even Amazon links, they are not converting into links. They're like, no, this is just text. So it's one of those things. So this book and part 2, this book could be a really useful thing. So why my comment is deleted if the past link, yeah. Again, it's not me. I'm not actively deleting it. My hands are here. I'm not actively deleting it. YouTube is. Wouldn't you like communist China to win, man? You wouldn't like. Again, I do not care. It's like I'm not in a like it's my game. It's like I do not have anything to do this. Like I'm like so old, so burnt, so irritated. Where it's like if tomorrow I get poofed, I have nothing to worry about. It's like I do not care. It's like I've been that in Game of Thrones. I'm watching a lot of Game of Thrones reels and all that. So it's like I'm in the Castle Black. I'm like I'm done. I'm done with life and all that. So it's like it's not an issue. I'm pasting YouTube links again. YouTube, man, do not talk to me. It's YouTube. I'm not doing it. See, hands here. I'm not doing anything. Yeah. I need to wake up. I don't see any future change in India, so lost hope completely. Again, for me, it's like people talk about like, oh, this is happening, that is happening. Imagining actually seeing that, and again, it's one of the simple thing where it's like, what is stronger, a stone or water? Of course, stone. But here's the deal. Then how the heck water can cut stone? Time. So, for example, if I were exposed to judiciary for a few months, it would hurt me, but it would not break me. But now imagine being exposed to it for 4 years and unknown how many more years I have to go through this. Yeah, at the other end, I will not be the same person. I will be like, yeah, I do not care about this world anymore. It's like, again, day one, it does not matter too much. It's like a cumulative damage, like a radiation, where it's like, every day, every day, every day. And at some point, it makes you like, what, it's just not worth engaging with this sort of ecosystem where it's like, then I don't see any proper solution than dying, or whether we talk about a lot of suffering. This is from Buddhism. Suffering, see, the reason why I talk about suffering is that somehow humanity kind of forgot, especially our other half, is that life is suffering. There is no denying it. There is no running around it. It is what it is. Now, question is that suffering worth it or not? For example, I'm suffering for this, right? Making this project is consuming money, taking all my spare time. It's like, it's painful. It's physically painful to do that. Just freaking my head hurts. That's why I built a fume extractor. But again, doing that, going through that pain gives me something awesome at the other end. Same going for gym, same raising children. It's painful, it's frustrating, but that suffering is worth it because at the other end, you have something that is worth it. So all we are looking for in life, again, if you are wise, if you are sensible, is that not like advocation of suffering or like I shall not suffer. It's just that I should suffer, but it should be worthy suffering. Meaning meaningless suffering versus useful suffering, they are two different things. Useful suffering, you can endure a lot of it, and again, anybody who's became anything, they have gone through a hell lot of suffering, hell lot of it. Only then they became worthy. But if you are going through meaningless suffering, yeah, then you just break at the other end. So they are two very simple things. India is really hopeless. Yeah, I go to the courts every day now. Not every day, pardon me, that's a bit too much. But again, I'm actually seeing the ground reality, and at that point in time, yeah, it's not worth it. It's like, think in this way, that attack that happened on our place, that poofed barely less than 50 people. Whole country is like boom, 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 boom. Okay, cool, awesome, GG. Judiciary in India poofs 100,000 mail average annually, and nobody talks about it. I'm like Indians mathematics cannot be this bad. Like, I know it's a meme that Indians do not know mathematics, but it cannot be this bad where it's like, oh, 100,000. And again, all of our Hindus mail. And another aspect is they are all a specific age frame. If you poof that much of it, yeah, nothing remains. And it's another same thing, like when I was talking about Russia-Ukraine war, it's like, oh, Russia has so much population. Everybody's like, that's 100,000 deaths, does not matter. I'm like, bro, that's not how you look at population. You look at population with the age slices, basically 0 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 15, 15 to 20, 20 to 25. That's how you look at slices. And each slice has different values. Basically, if you have a lot of people who are 80 plus, does not matter that much. But if you have a lot of people who are 30 plus, that's GG. But here's the deal. If you are losing a lot of people who are from, let's say, slice of 16, okay, 16 to 30, you are losing a lot of people there. 100,000 people lost in that slice alone, yeah, that will cripple your country, and that's 100,000. And if you lose a lot of it, it will cripple something like as huge as India. And it's a simple mathematics, but again, you do not have to look at 1.5 billion people. You have to look at the slices, how those slices break up. Every country has that. That's how we know population pyramid and all that. That's how we know, like, this growth, this stable, this dead. India is like this, we did. So yes, my health, yeah, my health is like rather weird. All things considered, like, it's much better than it used to be. Like, I think the surgery was a worthwhile gamble, so to say. Although yesterday is like this part cramped time, like I have no idea why, but it is what it is. But overall, I do feel a bit more hopeful, whereas like, no, I can make projects and I can finish them. So I think this is there. It's a free and open source privacy focused replacement for YouTube. Yeah, no. Again, it's one of those things. It's like, okay, if everybody switched to that, YouTube has to block it, because I still, how the heck YouTubers will get paid? Steam OS thoughts. Yeah, that's a good thing. Again, I keep talking about this whenever somebody. Oh, the same frustration when I was talking about laptops. So many idiots were like, oh, install Linux, you will not have this problem. I'm like, how the heck Linux will solve dust issue? How? And again, then the greatest technician ever, he was also saying, like, he shows the problem and half of the people are like, oh, install Linux. I'm like, yeah, battery is disconnected, install Linux, it will solve your problem. Like, so, and again, Linux does not matter, because again, Linux is nothing. It's just open. It's nothing. Unless there are some people working 24/7 to make it worthy, it's not valuable. Again, even with Red Hat, there are a lot of paid people working on it. That's why it's used in servers. Ubuntu, there are a lot of people paid to work on it. SteamOS, Valve is working their ass off to make it real. That's why there is some probability of working. Is alimony only for Hindu? No, they have very different system. That's why it's called Hindu Marriage Act. Hindu Marriage Act, 1984. So, can I stream you live in my Discord servers? That's unwise, but you can try that. Is making a new technology of a battery is a solution to EV industry? No. Again, I specified in that video, if assume, like, again, I'm working, like, not working, like, I have luxury of talking to Rajendra Sharma. He's working on quantum capacitor. Let's just assume it works, okay? Let's just assume it's a magical battery, does not degrade, it's a freaking capacitor, so you do not have to worry about it. Cool, awesome. Where the heck you get the power to charge those things? Like, assume you can charge it in 5 seconds, no problem, GG. Where the heck you will get the power to do so? It's like, one of my friends said it quite wise. It's like, when you are talking about battery, you have to understand this part. You have to charge it in order to discharge it. Where the heck you gonna charge it? That's why I keep talking about hybrid, because a hybrid gives us that slow charging right now that our grid can absorb today, and it gives us time to develop all the technology, all the infrastructure today. So rather than India be like, from 2015, we are burning money on EV because, oh yeah, and state government is burning it, central government is burning it. I never understood why the heck Indian EVs are like so big in terms of battery. And it's like, yeah, I was making a video about it. It was like, yeah, government is paying based on kilowatt hour subsidy. Government subsidy is based on kilowatt. So they're like, okay, let's put a big battery. And I'm like, somehow India, which again, we are very bad at mathematics. It's like, this guy is sold to Arabs, and I'm like, if you are talking about oil has a lot of suppliers. I can talk to Russia, I can talk to OPEC, I can talk to Venezuela, and there are some other places. And let's just assume, like, let's dream, okay? Let's dream. What if India has brain and started to do seaweed biofuel? We have sea border. We good, we got this. There is so many options. When you're talking about electric, there is just one. The end, there is just one. China, done, nothing else. And there is no, oh, we have lithium. No, we do not. Like, you cannot even buy one 18650 that is completely made in India. One. And you're like, oh, what if we make bigger and bigger and bigger and more bankruptcy? And not to mention, you are paying subsidies and you are buying more oil. Double dipping. So, which is the most efficient battery, highest charge and discharge rate? Yeah, see, a mind trick, you are just stretching. At this point in time, you are just stretching. So whatever I will say, it's like, what if I want this? What if I want this? It's like, that has no point. Watch my interview with Rajendra Sharma. We talked about this technology in depth for 1 hour. And you will not find a better material than that. Trust me, you will not find better material than that. So that's there. Which is the most, okay. Okay. So that's the whole point. Is like, even if, that's why I said, like, there are 3 things you need. Like, A, you need manufacturing. We are not there yet. You need grid. We are definitely not there. And then you need battery. Sort of there. But it's like, that's the whole point. Every Tom, Dick, and Harry is like, okay, what if this is like, he's not getting it? It's like, I am getting it. Oh, another aspect is, because again, working with Indian people, we have a CA, chartered accountant, whose job it is to like create a economical graph so we can sell our company, like Airavata engines and all that. So everybody talks who does not understand it is like, oh, why you are working on engines when we are working on EV? First I say, bitch please, we are not. Either A, EVs are drinking more oil than basically fuel cars, or B, EV is not real. EV is not real. It's hype, not real. Our fuel consumption, 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025. EV is not real. Another aspect is sales. Again, we are not used to large numbers, but thankfully, because of a lot of car companies and basically two-wheeler companies and three-wheeler companies, they have a lot of what you call published data. And because it's openly traded, so they do publish their sales figure yearly, almost sometimes monthly also. And he collected all that data, and outcome is zero EV, 99 basically combustion. So it's not real. On paper it is, it's not real in actual reality. So science literacy should be mandatory for our bureaucrats. Technically it is. It's just that think in this way, na? Like if your politician does not know, would a bureaucrat fight a politician? So if I not marriages are failing so chill, and Indian judiciary is that bad. Again, 100,000 male of age 18 to 30 every year for last few years, and if that is not bad enough, I am sorry, you have brain damage. It's like fundamentally, like again, it's like whenever you're talking 100,000, you think, oh, India has billion people, who cares? No, we have very small population group, very small. I kept showing people like, and again, it's the data from 2020. Most states are below 2.1, meaning you are already dead. Only 3 states, UP, Bihar, Jharkhand, basically take a patch in that area. That's the only patch that is still above what you call replacement level, meaning they can actually survive. But again, it's not like, oh, they are sorted. It's just that the starting population was so huge, it's taking time. Like basically ramp off is predicted. So we can keep talking about it, and you can keep talking about like it's the judiciary. It's not. It's other half of humanity. They're willingly doing this. Like for example, what it will take for me to harm my brother? The answer is nothing. Like no, I will not harm my family. The end. There is no discussion about that. So same goes with everything. But if like oh no, but what if we F him? What if we get money? It's like you do not blame a pew pew for taking someone's life. You blame the person pulling the trigger. Will you make a dedicated video on veganism, please? Nah, it's not worth it. See, if people want to be vegetarian. Like I'm a vegetarian, but I do not talk about it because that's not the point. It's like if you are that, again, the best way to make sure that more people become vegetarian, if a lot of vegan people are winning in, this UFC fight, WWE, all of those are there. So that will create the younglings. And another one would be a lot of male porn stars are vegans. If they are there, then people are like will become automatically vegan. But if you do not have that, and you're like, sickly, weird, dying people with vegans, it's like, yeah, nobody wants that. It's like that's doing more harm than good. So is there. Just such as deep search, deep thinking using DeepSeek. You can try that. See, inherently, you have to have an internal compass, so to say, where you can understand where it's like, okay, it's sounding BS or something like that. So you need that internal compass. Now, I had the luxury that I'm doing this for like 6 years. So I have built a very thorough BS detector. Now, again, it does not mean that I cannot be fooled. That's not allowed. Law of physics is like thou shall be fooled. It's just that it's harder. It's harder to do so. So if you do not have that inherent operating system resilience, like you can keep asking AI, that's not an issue. Again, I'm not the one who knows how to code, but again, I'm asking AI to build it. But I have enough understanding is like what is trying to do, what is asking the right question. So all of those things have to play a role into this. Yep. So I was asking a lawyer, as you said, you visit courts very often. No, I was asking you, are you a lawyer? Yes, you said you visit court pretty often. Again, if I were a lawyer, I would not be a YouTuber. I would talk about law. I'm like, there are some things that forces me to go there, but it is what it is. It is what it is. It has happened 4 years ago at this point in time. And I am like, some other bad news happened. But at this point in time, I'm just like, okay, let's just get it over with. I have to learn to live with this wound, so to say. Typically, I'm a scientific, more veganism, not to making it famous. Here's the deal: if you are that, just do it. There is no discussion or topic about it. Mainly go be like, why not shift control delete? Shift delete. It is not control delete, is it? I don't know. Anyway, it's like not everything is worth fighting for. That's the harsh reality of it. It's not everything is worth fighting for. It's like, you should fight for it. It's like, of course I will, but it has to be worthy. Like, think in this way. You built a friendship, right? It takes years of suffering to build a friendship that is worthy. Years. Like, you have to help them out, they have to help you out, you scratch their back, they scratch your back, you do it for years. Then you reach a point where you, like, you curse as a greeting, and it's like nobody gives a damn, like you can talk honestly with each other. That takes years of suffering to build that worthy thing. Then you will fight for that because it's worthy. But then this other thing is like, oh, if it's at minor inconvenience, I'm yeet out of there, F you. I'm like, no, it's not worth fighting for. So everything has a different level of what you call price. Every thing has a certain level of price. For example, if somebody is like, okay, this camera, right? So this camera is 10 lakh rupees. It's, some people will be like, okay, I may be able to make that much. Now somebody comes and is like, this camera is 50,000 crore. I'm like, yeah, no. So that's the whole point. I hope the outcome of your case comes in your favor. So there were 3 cases. One finished, again, I lost, but the damage was not life-threatening. Another was I did one, but now it's being challenged in High Court. Third one, dragging, and again, I have reached court to such a point where it's like I'm no longer tariq pe tariq, that date after date after date. No. I'm reaching a point where it's like judge after judge, magistrate after magistrate. I've reached that point. So it's fatiguing. Basically, I need to learn how to live my life with this cancer. So fundamentally, that's what it comes down to it, because I already wasted 4 years of my life. And again, I would not say wasted, but like I could have used more of it. But again, that's why I started to read books. Basically, either A, I could just scroll in the morning, or B, I could just read 1 or 2 pages. It does not mean it will like magically make me a better person, but it's a better thing to do rather than not doing it. So might as well do it. Might as well deal with it. Anyway, this was 1 hour stream, so I think things are looking good. Let's wrap it up, and I'm gonna see you guys next week, hopefully, and bye.